Have you ever felt so overwhelmed with anger that you couldn't control yourself when someone said or did something that hurt you? Or perhaps there are days when a passing glance, an offhand comment, or a minor inconvenience feels like the whole world is conspiring against you. In today's fast-paced, high-pressure world, it's easy to be swept away by waves of frustration and anger. But is it possible to remain unshaken, to shield your peace of mind from the disturbances of others? The answer lies in Stoicism, a philosophy as ancient as it is profound. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, renowned Stoic philosophers, endured challenges that would break most people. Yet they maintained an unshakable inner tranquility. How? Through the wisdom of their philosophy and its practical application to life's struggles. These timeless lessons have been distilled into actionable principles, and in this guide, we'll explore them together. Take a deep breath and prepare to embark on a transformative journey. Each principle we'll discuss holds the potential to change how you react to life's provocations. So stay focused and don't miss a single moment. These teachings are not just theoretical, but life-altering tools forged by the great minds of the past. 1. Focus on what you can control. Many frustrations in life stem from attempting to control what we inherently cannot. You can't dictate how others behave, prevent setbacks, or eliminate every unexpected challenge. However, here's a liberating truth. You can always control how you respond. This principle, central to Stoicism, encourages us to focus on our thoughts, actions, and reactions while letting go of everything beyond our control. Imagine sitting in traffic, late for an important meeting. Cars are at a standstill, horns are blaring, and your frustration builds. You might ask, why can't this traffic move faster? But pause for a moment. Does anger improve the situation? Of course not. Instead, redirect your energy. Listen to a podcast, reflect on your day, or practice patience. Marcus Aurelius encapsulated this wisdom in his Meditations. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Inner peace comes from mastering your response, not external circumstances. To apply this principle, start with self-awareness. When faced with a challenging situation, ask yourself, what part of this can I control? If a colleague misses a critical deadline, for instance, you can't control their actions, but you can control your response. Take proactive steps to address the issue. Reassign tasks, focus on what you can still accomplish, or calmly discuss expectations. This approach not only protects your peace of mind, but also builds resilience and problem-solving skills. Daily exercises can help reinforce this mindset. Begin your morning with Premeditatio Malorum, visualizing potential challenges you might face during the day. For example, imagine dealing with a rude customer, an uncooperative coworker, or unexpected delays. By mentally preparing, you reduce the emotional shock when these situations arise. Additionally, create a control checklist. Divide a page into 2 columns, one for what I can control and another for what I cannot control. Focus solely on the former, letting go of what's outside your influence. Mindful breathing is another valuable technique. When overwhelmed, pause and take 5 deep breaths, exhaling slowly. As you exhale, silently remind yourself, I release what is beyond my control. This practice calms the mind and reinforces a focus on what truly matters. Consider the metaphor of a ship captain navigating rough seas. The captain cannot control the storm, but can adjust the sails and steer the ship with purpose. Similarly, you don't need to master life's chaos, you only need to master your actions within it. Seneca wisely noted, the greatest power is often simple self-restraint. By practicing restraint, You rise above fleeting frustrations and cultivate a life of peace and purpose. As you reflect, consider moments when uncontrollable factors dictated your mood. What could you have done differently? More importantly, how will you respond next time? By committing to mastering your mind and actions, you unlock the strength to navigate life's challenges with grace. Let this principle serve as a foundation for embracing Stoic wisdom, guiding you closer to unshakable inner peace. 2. Practice the pause. In a world that often demands immediate reactions, the ability to pause can feel like a superpower. Imagine this. You're in a meeting, presenting an idea you've worked tirelessly on, when a colleague interrupts with a dismissive comment. Instinctively, your chest tightens and words of retaliation form in your mind. But instead of firing back, you pause. You take a deep breath, count to 10, and ask yourself, will responding in anger help or hurt my message? This brief moment of stillness allows you to regain clarity and respond thoughtfully, preserving your composure and authority. The principle of practicing the pause is simple yet profound. It involves creating a deliberate gap between a triggering event and your reaction. This pause doesn't just prevent regretful outbursts. It empowers you to make choices aligned with your values rather than succumbing to fleeting emotions. Marcus Aurelius encapsulated this wisdom in his Meditations. You always have the option of having no opinion. There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul. By pausing, you reclaim control over your emotions and actions, ensuring that external events do not dictate your peace. The practice of pausing begins with awareness. Recognizing the signs of rising anger, clenched fists, quickened breath, or tense shoulders can serve as your internal alarm. When these signals appear, halt your instinct to react. Instead, take 3 deep breaths, inhaling slowly through your nose and exhaling fully through your mouth. As you breathe, silently repeat, "This moment is mine to choose." This act of mindfulness grounds you in the present and calms your racing thoughts. Once you've taken a breath, ask yourself, is my reaction necessary? Will it improve this situation or make it worse? These questions shift your perspective from impulsive to intentional. For instance, imagine you're driving and someone abruptly cuts in front of you. Anger flares, and you're tempted to honk or yell. But by pausing and reflecting, you might realize that reacting won't change the situation. It will only amplify your stress. Instead, you let it go, prioritizing your peace over momentary frustration. Pausing doesn't mean suppressing emotions or avoiding confrontation when it's necessary. Instead, it's about responding with purpose rather than reacting impulsively. Consider the story of a team leader who receives harsh criticism from their supervisor during a project review. Instead of defending themselves on the spot, the leader chooses to pause. They take time to process the feedback, identify constructive points, and return later with a calm, solution-focused response. This deliberate approach not only de-escalates tension, but also fosters respect and collaboration. To integrate the pause into your daily life, start small. Begin with low-stakes situations, such as when a barista gets your coffee order wrong or a family member forgets a minor task. Use these moments to practice breathing and reflecting before responding. Over time, you'll build the habit of pausing even in more emotionally charged scenarios. Another useful exercise is journaling. At the end of each day, reflect on moments when you reacted impulsively versus moments when you paused. Ask yourself, what did I gain from pausing? What could I have done differently in the other situations? This reflection helps you identify patterns and strengthens your ability to pause in the future. Practicing the pause is more than a technique. It's a mindset that transforms how you interact with the world. It allows you to navigate conflicts with grace, express yourself with clarity, and maintain your inner peace amid life's chaos. As you embrace this principle, you'll find that moments of stillness hold immense power, not only to diffuse anger, but to guide you toward decisions rooted in wisdom and intention. 3. Let go of judgments. One of the greatest sources of anger and frustration in life stems from judgments, not just judgments about situations, but more importantly, about people. We carry an innate tendency to label others based on their actions, creating emotional burdens for ourselves. But what if you could break free from this cycle? Letting go of judgments is not about ignoring wrongdoings or abandoning discernment. It's about freeing yourself from the unnecessary emotional weight of assumptions. Imagine you're at a grocery store, standing in line, and someone abruptly cuts in front of you without acknowledgement. Your mind races. How rude! They think they're more important than everyone else. Anger starts to rise, fueled by your interpretation of their behavior. But pause for a moment and consider, do you truly know why they acted that way? Could they be distracted by an emergency or simply unaware of the line? Marcus Aurelius captured this concept beautifully in his Meditations. You always own the option of having no opinion. By choosing to suspend judgment, you preserve your peace of mind and avoid unnecessary conflict. The principle of letting go of judgments is deeply rooted in Stoicism. It teaches us to observe actions without attaching narratives to them. When someone acts contrary to your expectations, remind yourself, they are acting according to their nature, not as an attack on me. This perspective shifts your focus from personalizing their behavior to understanding it as a reflection of their circumstances, not your worth. Practicing this principle in daily life begins with mindfulness. When you catch yourself forming a negative opinion about someone's actions, pause and ask, what do I truly know about this situation? Am I filling the gaps with assumptions? For instance, if a colleague consistently misses deadlines, your immediate judgment might be, they're lazy and unreliable. But what if they're managing a personal crisis or feeling overwhelmed? Shifting from judgment to curiosity fosters empathy and reduces tension. Consider another scenario. A friend cancels plans at the last minute. Instead of thinking, they don't value my time, remind yourself, I don't know the full story. This approach not only protects your emotional well-being, but also strengthens your relationships. People respond better to understanding than to criticism. To make this a habit, incorporate simple techniques into your daily routine. Begin by reframing your thoughts. Replace negative judgments with neutral observations. For example, instead of thinking they're inconsiderate, shift to, they acted this way for reasons I may not understand. Another powerful tool is adopting a mantra such as, their actions reflect their reality, not mine. Repeat this phrase whenever you feel irritation creeping in to remind yourself to detach emotionally. Finally, reflect on your day by journaling instances where you judged someone. Examine how those judgments influenced your emotions and consider alternative perspectives that might foster empathy and understanding. By practicing these steps consistently, you can train your mind to let go of judgments and cultivate inner peace. Letting go of judgments doesn't mean tolerating harmful behavior or ignoring the need for accountability. Instead, it frees you from internalizing negativity and allows you to address issues calmly and constructively. Seneca once said, "What others do is their business. What you do is yours." This wisdom reminds us that our peace lies in how we choose to interpret and respond, not in the actions of others. By releasing the need to judge, you create space for understanding, compassion, and emotional freedom. It's not always easy, but each time you succeed, you reclaim a piece of your inner tranquility. As you move forward, let this principle guide you toward a calmer, more harmonious life, one where judgments no longer weigh you down, but instead open the door to connection and clarity. 4. Practice forgiveness and kindness. Forgiveness is often seen as a gift to others, but it's a profound act of self-liberation. Holding on to anger or resentment binds us to the events or individuals that caused us pain, keeping us emotionally trapped. Practicing forgiveness allows us to break free, creating space for peace and growth. Stoicism, rooted in self-mastery, teaches that forgiveness is not about excusing wrongdoing, but about refusing to let it control our emotions. As Seneca wisely said, "He who is offended when insulted is complicit in the offense." By clinging to anger, we surrender our peace of mind to others. Forgiveness begins with understanding. When someone wrongs you, remember their actions often reflect their struggles or ignorance rather than intentional malice. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself, what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize?" This reflection fosters empathy and reminds us of our shared humanity. Just as we seek forgiveness for our mistakes, we must extend the same grace to others. Consider this. A colleague takes credit for your work during a meeting. Anger is a natural reaction, but holding on to resentment drains your energy. Instead, reframe the situation. Acknowledge your frustration, but recognize that their behavior may stem from insecurity or fear. By choosing to let go of anger and address the issue calmly, you protect your emotional balance while asserting boundaries. Forgiveness doesn't require grand gestures. It lies in small, consistent acts of kindness and understanding. When a stranger bumps into you without apologizing or a friend cancels plans, resist judgment or resentment. Instead, remind yourself, "I don't know their full story." This mindset diffuses tension and nurtures compassion. To incorporate forgiveness into daily life, start each morning with reflection, setting an intention to approach the day with kindness. When minor annoyances arise, silently repeat a mantra like, "I choose peace over anger." Journaling can also help. At day's end, write about moments when you felt wronged, reflect on how holding on to anger impacted you, and consider how forgiveness could have shifted your perspective. Forgiveness isn't about ignoring accountability or excusing harm. It's about separating actions from individuals and refusing to let negativity define your relationships or yourself. For instance, if a family member criticizes you repeatedly, address their behavior honestly while letting go of the emotional weight of their words. Forgiveness restores your emotional freedom and reinforces your strength. Acts of kindness complement forgiveness. A small gesture, like offering a smile or helping a colleague, can transform your mindset. Kindness, far from being a weakness, is a source of resilience and strength. These actions remind you that generosity and understanding lead to greater emotional well-being. Ultimately, forgiveness is a gift to yourself. It allows you to move forward without the burden of anger, opening the door to growth and peace. As you embrace this practice, you'll discover that each act of forgiveness leads to the unshakable calm Stoicism champions. Let forgiveness guide you toward harmony with others and a liberated, tranquil self. 5. Premeditatio, Malorum, preparing the mind for adversity. Life is unpredictable, and challenges often arise when we least expect them. Yet, the Stoic practice of Premeditatio Malorum, or premeditation of evils, offers a way to face these uncertainties with composure. Instead of fearing what could go wrong, this technique encourages mental preparation, reducing emotional shock and fostering calm resolve. As Seneca aptly said, "The man who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive." The essence of this practice lies in visualizing potential difficulties, not as a form of pessimism, but as a way to fortify your mind. Start your day by asking, "What could go wrong today, and how will I respond?" Picture scenarios such as traffic delays, workplace conflicts, or unexpected schedule changes. By rehearsing these challenges mentally, you build resilience and readiness, ensuring that you're not caught off guard, but empowered to adapt. Take, for instance, a professional preparing for an important presentation. They might consider, what if the projector fails? What if questions arise that I don't anticipate? By imagining these hurdles, they reduce anxiety and create strategies to address them. The Stoics believed that visualizing adversity doesn't invite misfortune, it equips you to face it with clarity and control. Practicing Premeditatio. Malorum goes beyond acknowledging challenges. It involves crafting deliberate responses. Dedicate a few quiet moments each morning to reflect on the day ahead. Ask yourself, what can I do to minimize disruptions? How will I stay composed if things don't go as planned? This exercise transforms uncertainty into opportunity, giving you a sense of agency even in uncontrollable situations. The practice also applies to internal challenges. What if a rude comment irritates you, or a looming deadline stresses you out? Instead of reacting impulsively, mentally rehearse your response. For instance, you could decide to pause, take a deep breath, and remind yourself, "This moment is temporary. My reaction is my choice." This shift in mindset empowers thoughtful rather than emotional actions. To make this principle a habit, consistency is key. Start by keeping a journal. Each morning, list potential obstacles you might encounter, and at the end of the day, reflect on how your preparation helped. Were there surprises you didn't anticipate? How could you refine your mental rehearsals for greater effectiveness? Over time, this process sharpens your ability to approach life's challenges with confidence and grace. Some might view this practice as pessimistic, but the Stoics saw it as realism. They understood that life is neither entirely good nor entirely bad. It simply unfolds. By anticipating difficulties, you free yourself from the turmoil of surprise and respond with greater strength. Marcus Aurelius captured this sentiment in his Meditations. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Premeditatio Malorum transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth. It's not about fearing the unknown, but embracing life's unpredictability with courage. As you practice this art of preparation, you'll find that forethought becomes both a shield against adversity and a path to inner peace. Let this principle guide you to face life's uncertainties with the strength of a mind that's always ready. 6. Practice non-reaction, the art of silence and restraint. In the chaos of daily life, we often feel compelled to respond to every word, every action, and every provocation. Yet, the ability to choose non-reaction is one of the most powerful tools for maintaining peace and control. Practicing non-reaction doesn't mean passivity or indifference. It's about discerning what truly deserves your energy and letting the rest go. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Imagine being in a heated discussion where someone insults your ideas. The urge to defend yourself or retaliate is natural, but pause for a moment and ask, will this argument lead to a constructive outcome, or am I just fueling the fire? Often the best response is no response at all. Silence in such moments is not weakness, it's strength. By choosing non-reaction, you disarm the aggressor, maintain your dignity, and create space for clarity. The principle of non-reaction is deeply rooted in Stoicism. It teaches us that not everything requires immediate attention. Marcus Aurelius advised in his Meditations, "You always have the option of having no opinion. There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you can't control." By refraining from reacting impulsively, you protect your inner tranquility and shift focus to what truly matters. Practicing non-reaction begins with self-awareness. Pay attention to the moments when you feel the urge to react. Perhaps it's an irritating email, a rude comment, or an unexpected criticism. Instead of responding instantly, pause and take a deep breath. As you inhale, remind yourself, "I am in control of my response." As you exhale, let go of the emotional charge. This simple act of mindfulness creates a buffer between stimulus and reaction, giving you the time to evaluate the situation objectively. Silence can be a particularly powerful tool in non-reaction. When someone criticizes or provokes you, choosing not to engage often leaves them with nothing to feed on. Imagine a scenario where a colleague belittles your contributions in front of others. Instead of firing back, you calmly remain silent and let their words hang in the air. This pause not only diffuses the tension, but also signals self-assurance. Later, you can address the issue privately and constructively if needed, rather than escalating the conflict publicly. Non-reaction also involves choosing where to invest your energy. Not every situation requires a response, and not every battle is worth fighting. Consider a time when you were cut off in traffic. Reacting with frustration, honking, yelling, or dwelling on the incident does nothing to change the outcome. By practicing non-reaction, you preserve your energy for more meaningful interactions and challenges. Incorporating non-reaction into your life takes practice. Start by journaling moments where you successfully chose not to react. Reflect on how it made you feel and what you gained by holding back. On the other hand, write about times when you reacted impulsively. What was the result? Could the situation have been better handled with silence or a thoughtful pause? Over time, these reflections will help you develop the habit of non-reaction. It's important to remember that non-reaction doesn't mean avoiding accountability or refusing to act when action is necessary. Instead, it's about responding with intention rather than emotion. When you master this principle, you'll find that the situations that once disturbed you lose their power. Non-reaction is not just an act. It's a mindset that fosters patience, wisdom, and control. It allows you to rise above provocations, navigate conflicts gracefully, and protect your inner peace. As you embrace this practice, you'll discover that in silence there is strength, and in restraint there is freedom. Let this principle guide you to a calmer, more centered life, where your actions reflect thoughtfulness, not impulse. 7. Accept imperfection, embracing life's flaws. Imperfection is an unavoidable truth of life. People make mistakes, plans fail, and outcomes rarely match our expectations. Yet much of our frustration arises from resisting this reality. We demand perfection from ourselves, others, and the world, only to face disappointment when things inevitably fall short. Stoicism encourages us to embrace imperfection as a natural part of existence, liberating ourselves from unmet expectations and emotional turmoil. As Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." Accepting the world as it is, with all its flaws, is an act of true courage. This principle starts with shifting your mindset. Mistakes and setbacks are not failures. They are necessary steps in growth. Imagine a co-worker missing an important deadline, disrupting your project. Initial irritation might push you to blame or criticize, but pause and remind yourself, no one is perfect. not even me. This acknowledgement eases anger and fosters understanding and collaboration. One profound application of this principle lies in self-compassion. Often, we hold ourselves to impossible standards, criticizing every error. Yet, as we extend grace to others, we must do the same for ourselves. For instance, if a presentation didn't go as planned, don't dwell on mistakes. Reflect on what you learned and how to improve. Marcus Aurelius captured this beautifully. Don't be ashamed of needing help. You have a duty to fulfill, just like a soldier under attack. Imperfection is not a weakness. It's what makes us human. In relationships, accepting imperfection nurtures empathy and connection. Those we care about, family, friends, colleagues, will make mistakes, just as we do. Holding them to unrealistic expectations only strains these bonds. Consider a friend who forgets your birthday. Instead of taking it as a lack of care, remind yourself that life can be overwhelming. By letting go of perfection, you cultivate a more compassionate outlook. To apply this principle, start small. Identify moments when perfectionism triggers frustration, such as when a meal doesn't turn out as planned, or a typo slips into an email. Pause and remind yourself, this imperfection doesn't define me or the situation. Over time, this habit rewires your perspective, enabling you to approach life's flaws with greater ease. Journaling can further reinforce this practice. Each evening, reflect on situations where imperfection played a role. Ask yourself, what did I learn? How did accepting it improve my response? This daily exercise fosters resilience and a growth-oriented mindset. It's important to note that embracing imperfection doesn't mean settling for mediocrity or abandoning aspirations. Instead, it's about recognizing that progress is messy and non-linear. By letting go of perfection, you create space for creativity, growth, and genuine connections with yourself and others. Ultimately, accepting imperfection is a freeing act. It allows you to release unrealistic standards and focus on what truly matters. By embracing the flaws in yourself, others, and the world, you'll align with reality rather than fight against it. This alignment brings peace, resilience, and a deeper appreciation for the beauty of life's imperfections. Let this principle guide you to live with grace and a liberated heart. 8. Live in the present moment, finding peace in the here and now. The present moment is the only reality we truly possess, yet it often slips through our fingers, lost in regrets over the past or anxieties about the future. Stoicism reminds us that peace is found by grounding ourselves in the here and now. Marcus Aurelius captured this in his Meditations. Confine yourself to the present. This timeless wisdom encourages us to reclaim clarity and tranquility by anchoring our attention to the present. Living in the moment starts with awareness. When frustration or anger arises, pause and shift inward. Notice your breath. Inhale deeply, then exhale slowly. Feel the rhythm of your chest rising and falling. Tune into your surroundings, the sounds, textures, and sensations that bring you back to now. This simple act of mindfulness can diffuse overwhelming emotions and help you respond with intention rather than reacting impulsively. Imagine being stuck in a long queue at the grocery store, pressed for time. Your mind races with unfinished tasks, frustration building. Instead of letting impatience consume you, pause. Observe the people around you, the rhythm of the moment. Focus on your breath and remind yourself that worrying won't shorten the line. This shift not only soothes your mind but also transforms an irritating moment into an opportunity for mindfulness. Even in mundane activities, presence can unlock unexpected peace. Consider folding laundry after a busy day. Instead of mentally rehearsing tomorrow's workload, immerse yourself in the texture of the fabrics, the gentle repetition of the task. By doing so, you turn routine chores into moments of quiet reflection, calming your mind while bringing a sense of completion. Cultivating mindfulness doesn't require major life changes. Small, intentional practices are enough. Begin each morning by taking 5 deep breaths, focusing solely on the sensation of air moving in and out. Throughout the day, identify opportunities to pause, a sip of water, a glance at the sky, a moment to feel the ground beneath your feet. These acts ground you and build resilience against stress. To deepen this practice, journaling can be invaluable. At the end of each day, jot down instances when you stayed present and how it influenced your emotions. Reflect on moments when your thoughts strayed. What drew your attention away, and how could you refocus next time? Over time, this habit sharpens self-awareness and reinforces the benefits of living in the moment. It's important to note that embracing the present doesn't mean ignoring the past or avoiding the future. Instead, it's about acknowledging their presence without letting them dominate your thoughts. By centering yourself in the now, you release unnecessary burdens and gain the clarity to face what lies ahead with calm determination. Living in the present is a skill that grows with practice. Each moment you choose mindfulness over distraction is a step toward greater inner peace. As you reflect on this principle, consider sharing your journey. Have you ever practiced staying present in a stressful moment? What techniques have helped you anchor yourself in the now? Your experiences could inspire others to embrace this transformative practice. Together, we can rediscover the serenity that comes from fully living in the moment. 9. Cultivate patience, the quiet strength of resilience. In a world that often glorifies instant gratification, patience stands out as a rare and powerful virtue. It allows you to face difficulties with grace, endure delays without frustration, and maintain composure when things don't go as planned. Stoicism teaches that patience is not merely about waiting, it's about waiting well. Seneca wisely said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Patience is the courage to navigate life's uncertainties without losing sight of what truly matters. When life tests your patience, be it through long queues, missed opportunities, or difficult conversations, view these moments not as inconveniences, but as opportunities. Imagine standing in line at a crowded supermarket, your errands piling up in your mind. Instead of letting irritation take over, pause and remind yourself, this is a chance to practice calmness. Redirect your focus to something constructive, like observing your surroundings or reflecting on what you're grateful for. This shift in perspective transforms frustration into a moment of growth. Patience also plays a crucial role in managing relationships. Consider a scenario where a friend repeatedly arrives late to your meetups. Instead of jumping to conclusions or letting resentment build, approach the situation with understanding. Ask yourself, what might they be dealing with that I'm unaware of? By exercising patience, you foster empathy and strengthen your connections. Patience is not passive, it's active compassion. Practicing patience in everyday life requires intentionality. Start with small irritations, like being stuck in traffic or dealing with slow internet. In these moments, take a deep breath and remind yourself, I cannot control this situation, but I can control how I respond. Gradually, this habit of mindfulness will extend to larger challenges, enabling you to remain calm even in the face of significant setbacks. A powerful exercise for cultivating patience is journaling. At the end of each day, reflect on moments when your patience was tested. Ask yourself, How did I respond? What could I have done differently? Celebrate instances where you succeeded in staying calm and learn from the ones where frustration took over. Over time, this self-awareness will help you strengthen your ability to face challenges with poise. Stoicism reminds us that patience is not only a tool for enduring difficulty, but also a pathway to deeper understanding. When we resist the urge to rush or react impulsively, we create space for clarity and wisdom to emerge. Marcus Aurelius captured this beautifully. If you seek tranquility, do less. Do what's essential, what the logos of a social being requires, and in the requisite way, which brings a double satisfaction: to do less, better. Patience teaches us to prioritize quality over speed, presence over haste. As you embrace this practice, remember that patience is a journey, not a destination. It requires consistent effort and a willingness to view challenges as stepping stones rather than obstacles. Each time you choose patience, you reinforce a sense of inner strength and resilience that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. I encourage you to reflect on your experiences with patience. Have you ever turned a frustrating moment into an opportunity for growth? What strategies help you maintain calm in difficult situations? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's inspire one another to cultivate this invaluable skill. If this principle resonates with you, consider sharing this article with others. By spreading these timeless lessons, you're helping to create a more understanding and resilient community, one grounded in the quiet strength of patience. Let's together build a world where composure and kindness prevail. 10. Journal your emotions, understanding through reflection. In the whirlwind of daily life, emotions often surge unchecked. Anger, frustration, and disappointment demand attention but rarely receive proper examination. Journaling your emotions offers a transformative path to clarity. By externalizing your feelings on paper, you create a safe space to explore their origins, understand their patterns, and learn how to control them. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, captured this beautifully in his meditations. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Journaling becomes a practical way to harness this power. The process is simple yet profound. When you write about your emotions, their intensity diminishes. Instead of letting anger simmer or frustration linger, you can analyze these feelings, uncover their triggers, and decide how to respond better in the future. For instance, if a colleague's interruptions during meetings irritate you, journaling about the experience can help you pinpoint whether the root cause is the disruption itself or a deeper concern, such as feeling undervalued. Identifying these triggers equips you to address them constructively. To journal effectively, set aside a few quiet minutes each day. Reflect on moments when your emotions were heightened and ask yourself, what triggered my feelings? How did I respond? What could I have done differently? Write without judgment or self-criticism, focusing instead on honest exploration. Over time, this practice will reveal patterns in your emotional responses, enabling you to develop healthier ways to handle similar situations. Begin your journaling journey with a guiding question. What did I learn from today's emotional highs and lows? Perhaps you felt anger when someone cut you off in traffic, pride in accomplishing a difficult task, or frustration over a missed opportunity. Writing about these experiences allows you to uncover insights, celebrate growth, and turn challenges into valuable lessons that build resilience. Journaling also complements other Stoic practices. For example, it aligns with Premeditatio Malorum by helping you reflect on past challenges and prepare for future adversities. It reinforces the principle of non-reaction by providing a space to process emotions, instead of acting on them impulsively. As you document your journey, you'll notice improvements in other areas of Stoic practice, such as accepting imperfection, cultivating patience, and living in the present moment. Beyond understanding your emotions, journaling can foster gratitude. Amid the documentation of challenges, take a moment to note instances of joy, kindness, or lessons learned. This balanced perspective reminds you that life is a blend of obstacles and meaningful moments that shape your growth. Celebrating these small victories can shift your mindset toward positivity and appreciation. Over time, journaling becomes more than a tool. It evolves into a sanctuary. It allows you to step back from the chaos of life, reconnect with your inner self, and approach each day with renewed clarity and purpose. More importantly, it empowers you to take control of your emotions rather than letting them control you. As Seneca said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." By integrating journaling into your life alongside other Stoic principles, you embrace a journey of continuous growth and inner peace. Start today. Reflect on your emotions, explore their depths, and discover the strength that comes from self-understanding. If these lessons resonate with you, share them to spread the wisdom of Stoicism. Together, let's inspire a community rooted in clarity, resilience, and inner strength. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the wisdom of Stoicism. In this video, we explored 10 transformative methods to help you remain calm, centered, and unaffected by anger or annoyance. From focusing on what you can control to cultivating patience, accepting imperfection, and journaling your emotions, each principle offers practical tools to master your emotions and navigate life's challenges with grace. These timeless teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus remind us that true strength lies in how we respond to the world, not in trying to control it. As you reflect on these lessons, remember that change begins with small, consistent steps. Try applying one method each day and see how it transforms your perspective. Mastering these principles will not only bring peace to your life, but also inspire those around you to do the same. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from these insights. For those new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join our community dedicated to timeless wisdom and personal growth. Finally, let's connect. Share your thoughts in the comments below and type "protected wisdom" to show you made it to the end. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.